Good morning, everyone. We are Wicastr, and we have a very interesting mission to bring the power of the cloud at the edge in a very simple and efficient way. There's a fundamental change, a massive shift happening today in edge computing, or cloud computing, sorry, and it's coming to the edge. And what that means is every day, more and more, we need processing power as well as applications to be as close as possible to the data source instead of depending on a faraway cloud. Recently, Gartner predicted that within the next few years, 75% of all enterprise data will be created and processed outside the traditional cloud and data centers, up from 10% today. And with it comes the problem that there are billions of smart devices and connected objects that are creating an explosive amount of data. And it's only going to get worse as more devices join our markets and bring with them challenges that today's enterprises have to deal with. Challenges relating to latency, security, real-time processing, connectivity, just to name a few. And this is where Wicastr comes in. We make it very easy to deploy IoT-ready edge clouds practically anywhere. We're building the decentralized and distributed edge. Here we go. So we do this with our platform, which is a combination of both hardware and software. It's a content delivery mechanism using very simple technology to securely deploy applications and, more importantly, bring processing power and storage next to the data source, where the action is. You see, Wicastr doesn't depend on the faraway cloud. Everything is done locally. And we do it with this device here. Think of it as a mini data center in a box that can run any type of applications, bringing value-added services at the network edge. And we don't need the internet in order to do any type of element. So you can think of this being deployed in an IoT setting where we're capturing data, analyzing, acting upon it without depending on the faraway cloud, and it's instant. So we were selected as one of Cisco's top 5 startups to watch for within IoT. We work in a variety of markets, specifically focusing on smart city and telcos. We sell our devices combined to a SaaS model to be able to have our clients manage their whole edge ecosystem. We spent the past 2.5, 3 years building the product, patenting it, testing and deploying with paying clients, while building massive partnerships with very important companies that are looking for ways to enhance their edge computing platform initiatives. We have a very strong team with capabilities all around, from wireless, edge computing, IoT, cloud, hardware. And what you have to understand is edge computing is happening today. It's going to be everywhere around us. We'll have processing power and data being created everywhere. And we're here to pave the way. So please join us with this edge revolution and visit wicastr.com.
What's the best example of your technology being deployed?
Working with a variety of Wi-Fi hotspots that are replacing their existing access points with our technology in order to bring value-added services on top of Wi-Fi. So an example within a transport where you can not only provide internet connectivity, but also provide access to sensors, capturing data, surveillance camera, all sorts of IoT sensors, providing very needed processing at the edge.
I wanted to ask a question about, I saw in your slides that the data and sensors that you had put, and maybe I'm inferring here, but I saw a lot of like smart home type of devices like wearables and phones and that kind of thing, as well as cars. But you mentioned that actually a lot of your work is in smart city. Yeah. So how are you taking the sensor data in a retail environment and then applying it to your business model?
So the idea is, think of our devices as hubs that can connect to all sorts of sensors and capture data. And at the same time, it's Wi-Fi based, so any individual can connect and have access to content that is distributed. So the whole concept is for us to initially sell our devices to companies, whether it's a retail or a transport company, for them to have their own edge computing capabilities. But as we move forward, the vision of the company is to deploy our own networks across a market, so let's say London or Berlin, and we become sort of an Amazon selling capacity storage and applications at clients that need it, whether it's telcos, whether it's brands, whether it's a retail situation. So this is really where we're heading, and this is what we're discussing with some of our big partners, ranging from telcos to players like Huawei and Cisco.
Can I ask a follow-up question?
Please.
I wanted to better understand how you're looking at. I mean, obviously, when it comes to edge storage and computing, and there's a lot of interaction at the node level, right? And like when you start to aggregate that data against much larger data sets, there's a question of storage and where it makes sense to balance the cost of uploading in real time or doing it in batch. So how do you think about that question?
This is something that we work with our partners. The idea is, if you look at this device that I have in my hand, it has up to 2 terabytes of storage. And in a location like this, we can put about 100 of these, so you can understand how much storage we have in a decentralized way. So it no longer becomes an issue. It becomes more a question of how do you process data in a specific way to cater to your needs. So is it required in real time, or can we send it back to a cloud to do further analysis? And then there's certain industries, if you look at transport or aviation, 1 terabyte, flight engine does 1 terabyte of data per hour. So it really depends. But the idea is we have a flexible platform allowing our clients to decide how their applications will work within their whole use case setting. Thank you very much.
Well done, Armine. Congratulations.